You're watching the Battered Herons Network.
The Herons are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Battered Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. $3.99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome everybody to episode number 321 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Ganana. Alongside me is Chris's light. Oh, I see what he's doing here. All right, Mr. KBD, how are you doing, sir? I see what you're doing. You're on mute, by the way.
I am looking brighter by the day. I don't know what kind of microphones are right now, but like if you guys didn't know who this guy is, you guys need to wake up from under that rock that you're in. So absolutely. Listen, this was a phenomenal game. I guess in terms of like seeing stuff without Messi, right? Like we didn't play out of pocket really badly or anything.
Well, today was a good day. Today was a good day.
I didn't make my bet on time.
He would have bet Allende scoring first, though. Today was a good day. I think going down 10 men almost was like the worst thing for Charlotte. Because when they had success against, for example, Atlanta, they were playing that long ball, right? When Atlanta was being aggressive in the attack, they couldn't do that today because once we went down to 10 men, we weren't going to be as aggressive offensively. So it was hard for them to play that long ball, and that played against them. So a lot to get into, but one thing that I do want to say is last episode I said if Miami beats Charlotte with 10 men, I'm bold prediction Miami will lose less than 4 games this year.
That was a prediction of yours.
And we did it, and I'm going to stick with it. If we beat Charlotte without Messi, now I do think that 10 men, as weird as it may sound, I think it worked to our favor against this specific Charlotte team. But I think we lose less than 4 games this year. I'm not going to say we break our record from last year, right? Because that doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
We can have a bunch of draws, but I don't see us losing many games. So I think we're going to lose less than 4 games this season.
Well, I mean, you're talking about we lose a man pretty decently early in the game, and then we take out sort of like a workhorse, right? We take out Ben Krem, which I just feel so bad for him. I feel like he's gotten the short end of the stick in the first couple games, but it is what it is. And we end up bringing our rookie sort of goalie because Calendar wasn't even on the bench. It was Rocco.
I know. But luckily our defense was so stout today that he didn't have to do anything. So luckily, I don't think it matters who would have been back there. You could have been back there. You wouldn't have had to do much because literally there was did Rocco have to touch the ball at any point? Like there was nothing. He didn't have to do anything.
I mean, the athleticism was pouring out of him. He just didn't have to pour it onto the field.
Oh, okay. I didn't think he had to do anything. So I think anybody could have been out there, and I don't think it would have made a difference.
That's a Bandito saying. This is why we got late. He says he saw him, Danny and I, booty dancing at the West Corner, XBTQ West Corner after the football match ended. So,
can I give you a quick? I'm sorry, I just got distracted a second. A quick general thought, and I'm going to step away just for a minute. Daytime games are absolutely horrible. I forgot how much I hated them. Right, last year when all the games at Apple TV went to 7:30, I got spoiled. It is a disaster. Being in that hot sun, you know what? Yeah, staggering start times is cool and all. I absolutely hate it today, especially since I got there sick. Made me feel 10 times worse. Horrible. Luckily, that's the earliest. From here on out, all the games are at 7:30 or later. But yeah, absolutely atrocious. And I'll be right back, Chris.
I'll give my general thoughts while you step away, but just to answer some stuff in the chat, Mr. Krabs said, did y'all walk back from the stadium? We figured just give a little bit of space before we started. We know a lot of you guys watch Peter Brown and Uncle Ed. Shout out to them at Football Miami TV. They do a really good job, especially with the stadium stuff. So wanted to kind of give it some space. And I mean, look, we're gonna talk about Ustadi saving the goal and whether it was worth the red, because we didn't think it was worth the red, to be perfectly honest. Now, Esbandito is speaking. I love day games, as I was on the other side in the shadows. Listen, that's one thing that a lot of people that sit over on the sort of an east and west side, especially on the west side, that's where it was like beautifully shaded. Danny and I sit in the south side, opposite to the supporters side, and it was a disaster. Sun was like to our left. I was getting blazed on my left side of the body, and my youngest daughter was with me. Luckily, she had a hat, and my big ass was blocking her, so she didn't get too much. But hey, Ustadi clean sheet. My name is Jeff, but you also have a Rocco clean sheet, okay? Right here, Soccer Daddy says it, Ustadi plus Rocco equals clean sheet. And this is really good. This is general thoughts. Zaha couldn't handle Frey. Listen, Frey was rocking out, and he was doing very well. And that's considering that he came off the bench. So, and Tadeo Allende, like, I mean, you guys have to be excited for Tadeo Allende, right? Like, I mean, this is a player that from the moment we got him, nobody really expected what he was going to bring. And the fact that he's contributed at such a high level, like there's plays that he's made where he's really good at deflecting the ball off his chest. He is amazing for setting things up in that fashion. So, and then we got Sean saying Yannick Gattuso, bright man of the match. And Soccer Daddy, I'm going to have to check this out, saying Zaha playing victim on Instagram. I'm going to have to check that out. As far as like my general thoughts are concerned, guys, general thoughts to me were we played really compact defense, especially when we got down to 10. I kind of expected that Messi wasn't going to be coming onto the game, which I will get to that when we get to this one right here, to the Messi topic. But for the most part, I didn't expect Messi to come on after that. After we got down 10, there's no way you're going to bring on Messi when you need more defense. As far as Danny, just since you stepped away, I kind of gave my general thoughts on the game. We were super compact on defense. We played really, really well amongst each other. There wasn't too much of like a miscommunication or a disconnect or anything like that. That's
General
something
thoughts,
that I enjoyed watching.
2 words: Yannick Bright.
That sums it up right there.
Yannick Bright. BatteredFans.com. If you want your 70% of the world's covered by water, the rest is covered by Yannick Bright. He is an absolute man out there. He had Zaha in his pocket. I don't know if you guys knew who Ajimang was, but he is like Manute Bol out there. He's like 6'7" I don't know. He's huge. And obviously, we have our seats right behind the goal. So whenever there was a corner
Yannick
for
Bright
Charlotte,
was on him.
Yannick Bright was bodying. It was like a wrestling match between both of them. Yannick Bright was manning him in the box. They gave Yannick Bright that assignment. Yannick Bright has earned his starting position. And even though I told you I was going to die on the Redondo Hill, I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to kind of grow.
No way.
Because Diego Gomez started off rough, but there was nobody else to challenge him. He had the opportunity to kind of just play in and grow. Redondo's not going to have that opportunity because Bright is taking it. So Redondo is Bright is the man.
I want to mention something here. Like I said, Danny and I sit on the south stands. And there's been a couple comments already of people talking about that there was supposedly racist comments towards Zaha. I'll tell you right now, from our end, we didn't hear anything. And we're directly behind the goal. Nothing to my left, nothing to my right.
He has to say what half it was, because if it was in the first half, he's full of crap because there was nobody saying anything to him. I don't think anybody knew who he was because nobody said anything to him, period.
Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't hear anything. So general thoughts, we went over that. Atmosphere, I got there literally a couple ticks before the game started, and that's not me because I've never walked in that fashion. But I did notice that people went out. I noticed that people went to the game surprisingly on a Sunday, 4:00.
Well, Sunday's not bad. It's just the weather, man. It was so hot. It was so horrible.
Yeah.
But the atmosphere was nice. It was lively. Everybody chanting Messi as the game's going on. When we go down to 10 men at halftime, when the second half started, after we scored, so that was the atmosphere. And let's get to Messi real quick. I thought Messi, once I found out he was on the bench, I thought he was going to come in the second half. Obviously, I think going down to 10 men might have changed that.
Well, and Mike, who sits next to me, he kind of pointed out to me like it'd be good to get him some like 20, 30 minutes run. He was expecting him to jump in, but in all honesty, once we went down 10 men, there was no way he was going to see the pitch. And obviously you could see it in the changes. Like once we walked through the game, the kind of substitutions that took place literally screamed Messi's not coming on the pitch. Like if anybody knows this team 0.25%, you'd know Messi wasn't going to see the pitch. So, and
I thought he might.
Sucks.
I thought he might until they had those substitutions in the 61st minute right there. When he didn't come in at that moment, I was like, okay, we're not seeing him because that's the Messi sub, right? That 55 to 60 minute. That's when we bring on Messi. Once I didn't see him there, he wasn't coming on. But because he was healthy enough to be on the bench, I do think he travels to Jamaica, and I'm willing to bet money. I told you last time. I don't think he plays against Charlotte, but I feel pretty confident he's going to play in Jamaica, and I'm sticking with that. I really do think he's going to play in Jamaica against Cavaliers.
What do you think as far as like putting Messi on the bench? You think that the team did that purposely because they've been getting so much heat about the fans being misled and Messi's going to play because there's been a whole hoopla in the last week about that. No,
because I think it looks even worse to promote him on the bench and not put him in.
Yeah.
I think they might have really thought that they could put him in. The whole 10 men thing I think might have
absolutely
ruined those plans. I will tell you, and it's been a lot of talk about this, and I am okay saying, right, and I think anybody that watches the show on a regular basis knows, I am very different from your average fan, but I don't care to hear the players talk, and I don't care to know about their health status before the game. I'd rather my opponent not know if they're playing or not. That's just me. I know that a lot of people think differently. But for me, in all sports, NFL, NBA, I'm glad if the opponent doesn't know who they're getting ready for. Prepare like Messi's playing, and he doesn't play. But I am all for not telling me. I don't care if I know. But you know why it's different for me? Because I'm going to go to that game
regardless. Yes,
right.
Correct.
So that's
Look,
why it's different for me.
It's badge over the player, right? But now at the end of the day, I agree with you. I honestly think that it is a disadvantage to let the opponent know whether your star player is going to be playing or not. I think it's good to keep it in the air. But at the same time, I think that American sports itself has made it comforting to the fans that injuries are reported in a...
You think they do it for the fans?
Well, I mean, they don't do it for the fans, but part of it is...
No, it's not.
A part of it is for the fans.
You know what it is? Oh, I thought that you knew why. You know why?
No.
The reason it is 100% why they do it?
Why?
For gambling, Chris.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That is why they are forced to put out an injury report is for the gambling, for the plus minuses. They don't care about the fans. They don't want to be like, hey, just so you know, I want you to know who's playing just in case you were thinking. They don't care about that. It's strictly gambling purposes why they enforce the injury report across at least American sports. I don't know how they do it in other places of the world.
Well, it's weird because I remember about 15 years ago, the whole gambling perspective wasn't really like heavy in terms of, being portrayed as far as like in the sports, books, and there wasn't many sports books out there. At least you had to kind of claw through the internet and stuff like that.
It's become a lot more acceptable over the last.
Oh, absolutely.
Before they didn't even want a sports team in Las Vegas before. Now,
Yeah.
now look, they're trying to get every sports team in there.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh, yeah.
mean, I know that that's the idea, but as far as like Messi is concerned, like I said, I'm happy to see him on the bench. I'm happy that the idea was there to place him on the field, place him on the pitch. But at the same time, if he didn't play, I'm happy with today's result and him not playing. So,
All right, we're 15 minutes in, so let's get into today's game.
yes,
Starting
11. So, yeah, so we had Ustadi start the game, and then you had Alba and Lujan playing the right back position. Alhan playing respective. Alba playing the left back. Allen left center back. Aviles right center back. That's the combo I love right there. Busquets and Bright right here in the CDM sort of roles.
Double pivot.
Yes, the double pivot. You got Segovia playing like the 10-ish guy. You got Allende playing the left wing. Kremaski playing the right wing. And then Suarez with the lone striker deal.
I
like this.
Okay.
Aside from Lujan, I wanted Frey there, but I like it. It's acceptable.
What I will tell you about Lujan at right back is that I'm not a Cello hater like a lot of people. I am comfortable with our right back position because I think all three guys are capable. I think Ian Frey's the best at it, but
yeah,
no matter who we have at right back, I feel our depth at right back is great. At left back, I feel the same way with Alba and Allen.
Well, and a lot of people are with you. I mean, look,
center back
Daddy,
also.
Yeah.
Aviles, Allen, and then you have Falcon, and then you have Lujan, which has looked pretty good at center back also. When you think about David Martinez being your fifth center back, it's pretty solid.
That is pretty solid.
That's pretty solid. And Ian Frey or Ryan Taylor being your sixth, that's a nice depth chart right there.
Yes, no, that's in a place where
and Johnny the fifth chart said Busquets. Busquets also can play center back. He showed it last year. Like we're pretty stout back there now.
Well, and it's wild because in the beginning of the season we were screaming for depth back there, and now we're overloaded. We got Costco kind of groceries in our pantry.
Yeah.
So
we're looking pretty good.
Starting lineup. I mean, look, Kremaski playing the right wing. I mean, I don't know exactly what's going to happen in terms of like what Mascherano is planning for the right wing, if he has anything solid. Obviously, look, Messi. Well, no, we got Messi.
Okay.
So we got Messi that's missing in action, right? And then Kremaki, I would imagine Segovia would move over to right wing, and then Kremaki would play, the left, and then Allende would play right wing, and then Messi would take the 10.
And then in a game today where Messi doesn't play, then it would be Fafa on the left and Allende on the right.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't even know what the hell's going on with Fafa at this point.
He'll be back soon.
I mean, look, it was Baltasar. Nothing's been confirmed. Has anything been confirmed about Baltasar and this guy Obando? Like these names that keep coming up.
The only thing that's been confirmed about Baltasar is that whenever he does come, it's a loan, and it's a mandatory that we buy him at the end of the loan, which is wild to me.
Who confirmed this, Soccer Daddy? Give me the deets.
A lot of people. Alex Winley, a few people put that out there.
Okay, but like, where's the contract at? Where's the signing? Where's the official Inter Miami posting of this with him signing the paper?
The visas and all that other stuff works. It's a process.
So I like the starting 11, at least for this game. Obviously, Messi is overloaded with work, so like he's not starting. And then Frey, I guess, I don't know why he didn't start, but
is Bright the permanent anchorman to Busquets?
I thought that we were gonna wait till the end for this, but like, what are we doing? Are we still gonna discuss Redondo at this point? Like Redondo, I'm telling you, I brought it up earlier in the season. If Bright comes back and he plays just the same exact way, if not better than what he left the last season with, it's a wrap for Redondo's minutes. There's no way. Like at this point, if they play him, it's literally because of favoritism, because of the system with Mascherano, and he's Argentine. Like I'm just putting that out there right now. That's the only reason that I could see.
Yeah, Bright's a monster. All right. All right. But starting 11, I think we were both happy with the starting 11.
Yeah.
Outside of Ian Frey with Luhan, I was okay with everything. And then the game got started.
So the game ended up, I guess the game ended up getting started. And I love when they go away from us in the first half and they come back towards us in the second half. That's my favorite.
The Charlotte, they didn't look very dangerous at all at any point in the game.
In the beginning, they did. In the first sort of 5-7 minutes, they were putting on the pressure. Like Zaha was putting on the pressure in the first, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes. After that, we ended up getting a lot of time on the ball, and we ended up doing a lot better. Listen, there was a play, I think it was like in the 12th or 13th minute, I didn't write this down, where I think Alba tried to cross it, and somebody tipped it, and Ben Krem came weak-footed on the left foot, put it center onto the goalie. And it was a beautiful kick. Now, obviously, it was his off foot, but at the same time, I love the fact that he went for that attempt.
Yeah. The first half, I thought it was entertaining. It was back and forth. But I didn't think it was a lot of opportunities for either team. And Charlotte, look, we've been watching Charlotte a little closer now because we're doing the MLS show. Yeah, technically their attack is going to be better this year. But the first game, they ended up with a draw because the other team scored an own goal, Seattle. And then last week, it was a poorly played header on a long ball by Atlanta's defender that led to a counterattack goal. And then Zaha with a weird assist that the defender poked through. Like, they haven't necessarily looked great. And then when we look at our defense, let me just give flowers to our defense in general this so far. Regular season, right? Just talking regular season. NYCFC, we drew 2-2. But those 2 goals, remember, we were down 10 men, unmarked man, and the free kick, just a brain fart. Brain fart. Yeah. I don't know why he was unmarked. That's how he scored. Not open play. They didn't create an opportunity for themselves. It was just a horrible play. And the second one was that Jordi Alba randomly giving it away to Alfonso Martinez. Remember that? Yes. So I wouldn't put that on our defense altogether. Last week against Houston, a late goal. Again, another just weird end of the game. We just lost our head. But I didn't think that our defense played poorly that game either. And today, with 10 men for over an hour, again, with what's supposed to be a more explosive offense for Charlotte, we kept them out of the goal also. Our defense is looking so much better.
Well, and a lot of people posted it in the chat. Listen, Ian Frey held it down for the underground on that right side against Zaha. And Zaha, you could tell that he really was getting after it. But you combine the fact that Ian Frey is playing the right back role, and then you also have the person that he ended up filling in for ended up also helping out with pressure. You have Bright that was all over the place. It was a great showing in every single fashion defensively.
Zaha was complaining quite a bit. He was constantly complaining.
He was complaining a lot.
Yeah, he's a big-time complainer. I thought that he might think that he was expected to come into the MLS and ball out, and I don't think he was ready for what he's ran into the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, he's a good player, but at the same time, he does complain a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just going to have to get over it because he faced a really good defense. He probably didn't even expect us to come out like this defensively. He probably thought that this was going to be like a firing round of goals, multiple goals and stuff. I anticipated it.
In the 30th minute, Toto Aviles got a yellow card. First of all, I didn't think that was a yellow card. Now, because I'm watching it in person, maybe it looks different. Maybe the chat can fill me in. Anybody else watching it on TV or has seen the replay since then? Was it a yellow card? Because what I'm starting to worry now is that he's going to build a reputation with the refs. And it's going to be like, remember Rasheed Wallace back in the NBA a while ago?
Yes, absolutely.
Because of the reputation he had built, now he would just look at the ref the wrong way and they'd give him a technical foul. And I'm starting to worry that because he's built a reputation of getting yellow cards, that I feel like they're just going to start pulling it out really quick on him because from my seat, it didn't look like a yellow card. I saw a couple things that Charlotte did that I thought merited some yellow cards, and they weren't getting the card. And I thought that they were really quick to pull it out on Toto Aviles. So I'm starting to worry that might become a thing for him. That the refs they have their own scouting report before the games, and they might be looking out for any extracurriculars with Toto.
A lot of people saying no yellow, soft yellow. Mitch is here saying he was sitting in 131. It looked like a soft yellow. It's weird because even Luis Suarez ended up getting a yellow. That looked kind of a suspect call. I wouldn't have anticipated Suarez getting that yellow. It seemed like it was mouthing off.
Yeah, it was. Like, eventually, shut up, man.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to shut up. He's
happened right in front of us, right? And then he kept going afterwards. I guess because he's like, if he gives me a red for this, MLS is going to look really bad. So he's like, you know what? I got the yellow already. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I mean, look, Miami King is saying there were several fouls in the second half, even worse than the Toto card. No card at all.
Yeah.
The referee was not good second half. And Charlotte were a lot of those fouls. The right back for Charlotte is an assassin.
Oh, Burns, yeah.
Is an assassin.
Yeah, he got David Ruiz, I think, really good on one also.
Oh, right after the play was already blown, and David Ruiz was still just pushing. He was still pushing the ball up, and the guy destroyed him.
Yeah, that was Malanda.
Destroyed David Ruiz.
He got a yellow card for that, though.
Yeah, I mean, after he noticed David Ruiz's half-dead body down on the pitch. Like, I mean, what the hell? I mean, we get into more card talk. Oscar Ustadi gets one of these bad boys, this red card right here. And that's another softie where he kind of put his foot. I mean, this is what you get for your sweeper keeper, right? Like, everybody wants this sweeper keeper guy. He comes out overconfident.
He didn't even go for the ball. He positioned his body there.
He positioned himself. Yes, he positioned himself in a way where he's trying to defend, but he's not putting his leg out purposely to like trip the guy. But
and also Zaha was it Zaha, right?
Yes, it was Zaha that got tripped.
Zaha took a touch away from the goal. Like, I'm sorry, even if he doesn't get knocked down, that's pushing him to the touchline. I thought that was not a red. He wasn't going towards goal. He pushed the ball away from goal in a horrible touch that was going towards the touchline. I thought that was unnecessary.
And there's videos out online on Twitter that I saw. Look, Hash is saying Ustadi got framed by Zaha. It's not a clear red. Dennis saying he pushed with both hands. It wasn't a trip. And I mean, look, it's not. Look, Apple TV announcers are horrible. I miss Ray Hudson and Phil Sheen. I mean, I don't know. I wish they were back as well. But at the end of the day, they called the red card. The sad part is that they went back and reviewed it and didn't give the ref on the pitch the opportunity to look it over, and they stayed solidified in their stance that he got the red card.
When we got the red card, what were you thinking? Well, first thing we did is just double check to see who the keeper on the bench was.
That's exactly what I did. I went online and I'm like, who the hell's the backup here? Is it Calendar? Is it Rocco? Did we sign Cole Jensen on a one-day contract? And I ended up seeing it's Rocco. And here we come. It's Rocco time.
And Sean here talking about the denial on goal scoring opportunity. That the way he pushed the ball away from goal, if you go back to the replay, you see that touch that he took where the ball drifted away from goal. I don't think that he was going to be on for a goal scoring opportunity at that point.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. Whatever.
Well, checking the starting lineup and the bench, Mike V says it right here. In the end, it avoided the goal and we won, and we got to see Rocco. So it's a win, win, win.
And I know Mike V didn't get to go to the game, so he must have been really frustrated that he missed Rocco's debut.
Yeah, Rocco over Drake here by Steve Munoz. I mean, it's
okay.
I told you.
I'm going to ask you real quick. I don't want to get into this conversation right now because I'm sure we're going to have it plenty this week. But just real quick, give me the answer. Who starts in Atlanta next week? Rocco or Drake?
Drake.
Okay.
If he's healthy.
Let's move on.
If he's healthy.
I'm sure we'll have this conversation plenty this week.
Listen, the chat's gonna flood itself right now, Danny. You just threw you know what you did? You just took your grenade, you launched it into the crowd and ran away. I see what you did. You literally tossed a grenade into the crowd. Look at what you just did. Look at the chat. Look at what you just created right here. Steve Munoz saying Rocco starts. We're getting half and half here, Danny.
All right. Well, like if Drake is healthy, I say Drake starts, but we have to wait. But like I said, this is going to be a fun conversation we're going to have, I'm sure, throughout the episodes this week. Because this week is another jam-packed week
for sure.
of football. All right. So at that point, we go to 10 men. Kamaki comes out. Rocco comes in. And then, yes. And Rocco, yes, Steve Munoz. And Rocco obviously did a phenomenal job, saving balls left and right, manning the defense. Rocco did a phenomenal job today. All right, Chris. So Bankram gets pulled, and Rocco comes in. At that point, are you thinking, I hope we get out of here with at least a draw, or what are you thinking?
I'm hoping that
I would
we
love
walk
to know,
away.
like, essentially, right when the red card happens. I'm curious what the chat was thinking. Also, I was thinking, let's get out of here with at least a draw.
Yeah, that's obviously best case scenario. Well, not best case scenario, but that's what you're hoping comes out, because obviously you're thinking from a perspective of Charlotte's a pretty strong defensive team. They just got stronger offensively. So you're considering that this might be problematic being down 10.
Yeah, because we weren't having a lot of success before we lost a man. So I was thinking, hopefully we can get this out with a 0-0 draw. And I see a lot of people saying draw. I was thinking Zaha is the worst. 0 shots on target at the entire match. Yeah. No, Charlotte had no shots on target. I thought let's at least get out of here with a 0-0 draw, and I think it would be a successful night. Successful day. I'm sorry, today was a day game.
Yeah. Today was a day game by the sunniest of the sun. 0 shots on goal, 1,000 dives by Sargent. Good job there. I see you taking notes down. We end up actually finishing the half 0-0, Danny. What's your perspective at this point? Like, what are you thinking? Are we holding it down? Are we doing all right so far? Because at that point, the only sub was Rocco.
At that point, I really thought, and I don't know why I let everybody fool me into this, because I was convinced that Messi wouldn't play today. But when I saw that he was on the bench, I was like, maybe Messi comes on. We get a little Messi magic. At that point, I was thinking maybe we can somehow pull off a miracle 1-0 victory. But I wasn't feeling confident.
Well, I'll tell you who was feeling confident. And before I get to the substitutions, I do want to talk about the goal, because minutes after starting the second half, Miami Kings says it was literally 1 minute.
Not even. It was 30 seconds. They kicked the ball in, and they played it back to Toto Aviles. And then let me just put this out here real quick. And I forgot to talk about this when we talked about the Toto Aviles yellow card earlier. Toto Aviles, for everybody that hates on Toto Aviles, please stop. Toto Aviles is such a good defender. He makes boneheaded plays, and eventually, if he doesn't get rid of those, obviously his career won't flourish to where he could, because he has the potential to be really good. But if he can get rid of those boneheaded mistakes, he is such a good defender. He saved us so many times. The reason they had 0 shots on goal is because a lot of times he got his leg out in front of a lot of those kicks, a lot of those shots. And he also plays a great long ball. And he did it a lot when he first got here in that Leagues Cup run. I remember he had a beautiful long ball in that Philly game in the semifinals of the Leagues Cup. Toto Aviles plays a great long ball. And today, second half starts. They play the ball back to Toto Aviles. He plays a long ball to Allende.
No, that wasn't Toto Aviles. I think it was Lujan.
Was it? Okay.
Yes, it was Lujan. Right.
Well, I'm not going to take back what I said about Toto, because Toto does play a great long ball. But if it was Lujan, even better, because I hadn't seen him do that. So Lujan then plays a beautiful long ball to Allende. Allende brings that down. And then he plays it and leaves a beautiful back heel to Suarez. Suarez, cute little pass forward to Allende and finishes
off the chest.
It was beautiful. Well, initially when I saw it, I saw his arm come up because it was right in front of us. I was like, fuck. Did it touch his arm or not? But one thing about Chase Stadium, they do not show replays. And it's so aggravating. Show us the replays, people. Like, why don't you show us replays? Let us know what's going on.
Well, I was gonna mention something, and I'll tell you that right now, Allende, from the goals that he's had this season, the skill that he has to be playing the ball off his chest on a couple of his goals already. Like he is a talent. The fact that we have a player like this playing consistently, I mean, he's showing out, Danny. This kid's not going to stay here much longer. He's not going to be here for a while. He's only going to be here probably this year, and then he's freaking gone because that kid is going to be a problem somewhere else.
No, I have a hope that him and Segovia both be here this year and next year. That would be great
Well,
for us. If we can keep both of those two for 2 years.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, look, Rick A, this talk, I understand how you feel, Rick A. He says Toto needs to be in the bench at an IMCF2 game, carrying the coolers out to humble himself. I mean, I understand why you're frustrated, Rick, because he does make a lot of boneheaded plays, but he's really good defensively, Rick. And Mitch here saying, I said in the preseason, Allende's a baller. His line breaking runs are so good. This is 1,000% accurate. And this is where I wanted to get to. Allende over Campapi by Ruita. And no time in the world to say that better than now, because yesterday Campana got hurt, like in the 7th minute of his game, playing for the Revs. So
has that team scored a goal this season yet?
Nope.
Yeah. Bad.
Nope. So we end up scoring that goal, and it was a beauty. They tried to review it, but they said that it wasn't a handball, so they gave the goal up. But before that, we did have a substitution. We had Toto come out and Ian Frey come in for him because obviously Toto got his, he hit his quota, got the yellow card, right?
Yep.
And then after that, we also had additional substitutions. And this is where I knew that Messi wasn't going to come on the pitch. Luis Suarez comes out, Redondo comes in at the 60th minute, and then you had Segovia come out, and then David Ruiz comes in at the 60th minute. At some point, Allende was playing the 9. But then a couple minutes later, David Ruiz was playing the fucking 9.
Yeah. I think he might have been playing more like a false 9. We play with no 9, right? We're just playing with like a false 9. Look, the second half, for the most part, at one point we just wanted to protect the lead. And shout out to Walter. We love you. We miss you. It's 1 year loan. Oh, it's just 1 year loan?
Shout out to Walter.
Oh, I didn't realize it was just a 1 year loan. Oh, yeah. Well, then Celta Vigo is going to use him next year for sure.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, they better. I mean, what is it? He played like a minute in his whole career. Like, I mean, at this point, you see him scoring goals for Inter Miami. Like, what did you do? What was wrong with your whole...
In the regular season, he played 1 minute, and then he played 2 games in the Copa del Rey, both coming in as a sub.
Mike V's getting a tramp stamp for Allende.
I started to pull up the receipts when you were poo-pooing all over this guy.
I was not poo-pooing on Allende. Go pull those receipts up, my guy. I'm telling you right now, he was one of the players that I was like, this guy's going to be it. I was not poo-pooing on him. Segovia was the guy that maybe I was like,
both. I was like, look, so
like
Segovia and Allende are both going to be the starters. You're like, nah.
I don't know.
All right.
So we end up making those substitutions.
In the second half, there wasn't a lot going on. I mean, we had in the second half. You want to know how much possession do you think we had in the second half?
30%.
Close, 29.
Oh, okay.
We just made sure that they didn't score. At some point, we put David Martinez on, and we basically just made sure that we didn't mess things up.
Bring the receipts, Mitch. Bring them. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I never
said
said
it. You were crapping all over him because you were upset that he was going to take Robert Taylor's spot.
I'm going to read this. Mitch says, Chris, you literally said he was awful. Literally said, I don't know about this guy. Get him out of here. That sounds like something I would say. It does. But I don't think I said it. And I mean, a ton of substitutions. Tadeo Allende comes out, and David Martinez comes in. Right there, it's like lockdown city. Right, Yannick Bright ends up getting a yellow card after the 90th minute, being Yannick Bright. I mean, we locked down defensively. There were times where David Ruiz was like playing really skillfully on the ball. Like the way David Ruiz plays shines a light in terms of like the difference between him and Benjamin Kremaki, because it's a shame, but like I compare the two a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people do compare the two, because they play sort of a midfield position. They're around the same age, but they're just so different. This is a good statement here. Thomas is saying, talk about Mascherano, good subs. Did you think he did well with the substitutions, considering we were a man down?
Yeah. I thought he did. I mean, everybody that had a yellow card, he made sure that he took them out to protect them from getting a red. I thought that he's been solid so far. I mean, look, if you want to be cute and talk about the preseason, we still haven't lost a game this year. It's preseason included.
That's very true.
So, shout out to Alberto. I ran into Alberto today. Prayers up to you and your family. I know you're going through a tough time, but shout out to him. I ran into him. It was cool seeing him out there.
Nice. And then Mike V even says it here. We did not only park the bus, we parked the airplane. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Why? Because they were getting no shots. And then towards the end of the game, they ended up with 7 shots. Not on target, but 7 shots, because at that point, we're like, you know what? We just have to absorb all the pressure, because we have to just grind this win out.
I do think there was a good attempt on goal where there was it was a corner, and Ajiman almost could have landed the corner. No, it wasn't a corner. It was a Zaha cross, and Ajiman almost was able to get it on goal. But at the end of the day, he ended up missing because Rocco's force field powers ended up pushing it away from the goal. So,
and Sean's asking, do I think yes, oh, absolutely, we're going to drop points. When I said last episode, and when we started this episode, I wanted to repeat what I said. I said if we win today without Messi, that we would lose less than 4 games. I still think we lose 1, 2, maybe 3 games, and I still think that we're going to draw some. I just don't think we're going to lose very much. But dropping points is a draw. A draw is technically dropping points, so I definitely think we're going to drop points. I don't know if we'll break the record like last year, but I do think we're going to be the first team to ever lose 3 or less games in a season, regular season, that is.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, as far as standouts to me, I'm just going to go with Toto Aviles. With the limited time that he had, he stood out to me. He plays incredibly well, aside from the boneheaded yellow stuff, the yellow cards. He's phenomenal, man. I've been telling you guys, like, this guy's good. Danny's been telling you he's good. This kid's going to be a problem this year.
If he can get rid of that number, and if he can't, then that's it, because that outweighs all the good, unfortunately.
Yes.
But he's still young, so I'm still hoping he can figure that out. Standout for me, Noah Allen is one. Yannick Bright is another. Busquets had himself a good game also. Tadeo Allende, obviously. Segovia, didn't see much of Segovia today. But, yeah, I think a good effort overall. So, Frey holding down Zaha on that right side. All standouts.
Yeah. Well, as far as standouts are concerned, those are the standouts to us. I mean, I can tell you Allende was a good standout as well. Like, at least he's a very dynamic player. He's super dynamic, very skilled. He can be able to break defenses down because he also works well with the ball and off the ball. Line breaking plays.
Okay,
why you almost interrupted me there? I was blowing my load with line breaking plays.
I know. Wow. Okay.
Listen, I know football. I don't know what to tell you.
I just wanted to say real quick. We say that Redondo, the thing he has over Yannick Bright is the fact that he can progress the ball forward and things like that, right? And Yannick Bright doesn't have that same skill. But, you know, when you said Drake's problem is that he didn't have anybody pushing him last year,
Yeah.
Yannick Bright and Redondo are in a battle right now, and Yannick Bright is
Mhm.
working on his skills, and the way he took the ball, and he was dribbling the ball because he's usually get the ball and pass it to quick decision. Today he
Yeah.
took it. I think he megged somebody. I think he might have megged Tim Way. Somebody. Like
Yes, he
it
did.
was awesome to see Yannick Bright get saucy because that's something that you don't really see often with Yannick Bright. So cool. That was very cool to see.
Get pena awards, Danny. Okay, because you allowed me to blow my load with my line breaking play.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So que pena award. Are we gonna go with starting lineups only? Like, are we gonna
I
just
don't know.
pick
It's
out
up
of the
to anything.
starters? I mean,
I'm
I want.
curious. Who could you possibly pick?
Well, I want to look at the starters. I want to see the starting lineup here. As far as the starters go, I mean, I don't want to give the que pena really to anybody because Lujan played decently well. Aviles is a standout to me. Allen was a standout.
If Lujan is the one that had that pass that led to the goal, then
Yes,
you
he
have to
is.
give. Because every time I look at it, I mean, we can't really tell. I can't tell.
I mean, it's a weird place because like I'm tired of giving it to Kremaki. Because like I'm tired of giving it to him. Like he's getting
But he
dealt
didn't.
the
He
short
doesn't
end of the
deserve it
stick.
today. But you be creative with your Kipena award. I'm gonna give it to the ref because I felt like he was
Ooh.
because soft yellow for Toto, soft red for Ustadi. I thought the ref had, and I'm one that doesn't like criticizing the refs, but today it was horrible. So, and then a lot
Well,
of people saying Ustadi for the red. Yeah, I guess that would be the go to.
I mean, my que pena award is gonna go to the person that doesn't play the freaking the plays on the TV screens. Like,
Yes,
why is it that they can't play the replays? I can't see any replays of the stuff.
yes. Whoever's manning the jumbotron, get pena because they don't
Que
show any
pena.
replays. They didn't show us a replay of the red card. I would have loved to see a replay on the yellow card for Aviles.
Yes.
Anything. Just show me some replays, man. It's pretty
Well,
rough.
and you know what's crazy is that those kind of replays that they play literally incite the crowd and make it even more like, oh, everybody goes crazy and stuff. Who's doing that? Is the MC of the stadium doing that? That's another Kepen I want to give the award to. That guy. Like that guy is horrifying.
He's trying. I don't know.
How long are you gonna let him try for?
I don't know.
You got to bring back my boy Mike.
Yeah, Mike was awesome.
Shout out to Mike Marinelli.
Man of the match other than Messi.
Man of the match other than Messi. Like, I mean, I don't know what other way to do it, but like, it's got to be Yannick Bright. Like,
It
we've
has to
been
be.
telling you guys about this kid.
Yeah. He was all over the place. You ever watch? I'm gonna make a shirt. You ever watched? You watched Ted Lasso?
Yes.
I'm gonna make a shirt. We should start a chant, but it's just that nobody does chants at the stadium in English. But do
Yeah.
you remember the Roy Kent chant from the show?
Yes.
He's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. Roy Kent. He's there for
Yes.
Yannick Bright.
Yeah. No, I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, but
If
nobody's
everybody in the South section is willing to do it, anybody that watches the show that sits in the South, let us know if you're willing to do it or not, and I'll start it off.
He's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. Yannick Bright, Yannick
Yes.
Bright.
That sounds awesome. Yes, we should do that.
I gotta make the shirt. But yeah, Yannick Bright, absolute man of the match outside of other than Messi, absolutely. Yannick Bright was a madman today.
Well, we'll do it from the South side, Sean. We'll do it from the South side. I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with us doing a little English chant from the South side. Listen, everybody needs to get involved in some way, shape, or form anyway, right? That's kind of what the idea of the supporters are and the supporter groups. They want everybody to get involved. They want everybody to chip in. So,
Hey, if we could break out into 37 Messi chants throughout the game, we could break into one Yannick Bright chant.
please.
All right, Chris. Any final thoughts here while I try to get to the end of the show because I'm dying here.
Final thoughts is Yannick Bright, best man of the match other than Messi. And again, I preface this other than Messi. We love you, Messi. And you're going to have a blast in Jamaica.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see that. I'm so excited to see the crowd go wild for him.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be something else. It's going to be something else.
Again, I'm gonna have we consider a Battered Herons supporter group.
We've had a
much
discussion
work,
about this.
it's too much work. I think it's too much work to start a supporters group. Shout out to those people that do supporter groups. At least I assume that it's too much work. I've never looked into it, but I'm assuming. We are an unofficial supporters group. If you guys listen to the show, just know you guys are part of the Battered Herons. And if you guys want us to make like cards and shirts, we'll figure it out. You send the money and we'll send you the shirt, and we'll be an unofficial supporters group. Okay, because I'm assuming to be official, it's probably a bunch of crap that you have to do. But we'll happily.
I'll fill out a Google. I'll fill out a Google Doc sheet.
Yeah, patches. Look, Rick A says patches. Something. We'll figure something out. But being official, I'm assuming there's a bunch of crap that goes into it, and I haven't hard enough time doing this 5 or 6 times a week. So, all right. Final thoughts. Like I said, I think after beating Charlotte, which I think is one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, I think we are in for a fun ass season because when you look at the 4 players we have up top with Suarez, Allende, Segovia, and Messi, when Messi's healthy, obviously, those 4, I'm sorry, there's no better front 4 in the entire league. I'm willing to say that there's no better front 4 in North America. So I'm including Mexico in there. Like those Segovia and Allende, what to me they look like at least, and what they could become because they're both 21.
Yes.
Like I'm sorry, that front 4 to me is lethal, and I think that we're in really good shape. Our defense is looking really good. Again, the 2 goals we allowed against NYCFC, unmarked man on a free kick right outside the box, and then that horrible pass by Jordi Alba. Houston, boneheaded mental lapse towards the end of the game of a blowout. Today, clean sheet with 10 men. We're looking good, man. And everybody and I don't want to speak too quickly, right? Because I said I wouldn't talk crap about Atlanta until we played them and beat them. But everybody's really hyped on Atlanta. And I told you, I think they might be a little overrated. People are getting ahead of themselves kind of quickly. They've done what? They beat up on Montreal. They scored 3 goals on them. And they haven't scored in the last 2 games. So we'll see. But maybe they're going to come out and score 5 on us next week. I don't know. That's why I'm going to save my poop talking about Atlanta until after next week's game. But I'm sure we're going to have Tommy 2-Time on to talk about that this week. And that should be a fun show.
Sorry, I spied on his Twitter. What is that? Spaces. He thinks he's under the impression we might be doing a watch along.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, we're probably gonna plan. Sure. I mean, I guess. Like, I was thinking about going to Atlanta, but it's a Sunday game. Yeah, it's a Sunday game though. Like,
yeah, sucks. I know. Oh, my brother doesn't have kids, so he's living
exactly.
the good life.
Yeah, I have kids. I got to pick him from school the next day. What?
Yeah, I know, but my brother's going out there. It's gonna be cool next week in Atlanta. And then we forgot the moment of the match, the 1 world 1 goal moment of the match.
The 1 world 1 goal moment of the match to me is when Zaha went down close to our side, and Ian Frey just like walks right by him. No, not on our side, but the other side. And he's like, "Get up, bro! Like, what are you doing?"
Oh, how funny! Yeah. Because mine's just gonna be similar to that in the midfield. He did that with Yannick Bright, and Yannick Bright looked at him and was like, "Get the hell out!"
Get up,
so Zaha, aka Crybaby Zaha, is that his new nickname on the show? Crybaby Zaha.
Yeah, he is a full crybaby. He needs a diaper and everything.
Crybaby Zaha is his new nickname. Crybaby Zaha. I like it.
And then Dennis Lopez he is teasing everyone with the topic of the week. Ustadi messed up. He should have never opened the door for Drake.
And I missed this, but I guess we were in person.
Ooh.
All right. And Chris, as soon as I left the stadium, I opened the schedule. I looked because today was so horrible. No more day games this year. So thank you, Jesus, because today was completely horrible. I never want to watch a game in the sun again because that Miami Heat is unbearable.
Yes, it is.
So usually when we have a Sunday show, we do not do Monday. So we won't be back tomorrow in English, but Las Garzas en Español tomorrow night at 10. You can catch us there. And then we'll be back on Tuesday and Wednesday doing Battered Herons, Battered MLS, and doing a bunch of previews, right? Because we got Bam to talk Cavalier again. We got Tommy Two-Time to talk Atlanta. It's going to be a fun week. So
Got the post game on Thursday.
A lot of football talk this week. No Battered Herons in English tomorrow. But again, if you speak Spanish, Las Garzas at 10 o'clock. Make sure you catch us. And I forgot to who do you think was the lowest graded player on FootMob outside of Ustadi? Because Ustadi is an obvious one.
I look again. I'm sad to say this, but I think it might have been Ben Krem.
No, it was Segovia.
Ooh, that was gonna be one of the que penas I give, but like he's been playing pretty well recently, so I didn't want to poo-poo on him. But yeah.
Is Danny gonna be on the preview or will he duck Tommy like always? I plan on being a part of this one. If it was tomorrow night, I don't know, because I'm having a hard time even speaking right now. So if it was tomorrow night, maybe, but no. I should be good by Tuesday and Wednesday, so I should be good. Yeah. All right, and I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else. We've covered everything. 3 cards and 3 match. Oh, and we'll end it with this. Everybody's saying 3 cards and 3 matches. It's only happened 17 times in MLS history where a team gets 3 red cards in 3 consecutive games. But I think that's a bit overblown because last week in Houston, that red card was given
after the fact.
After the game was over. Like everybody's talking like, oh my God, 3 red cards in 3 games. Like, and then it got rescinded also. So it's whatever. But look into the fact that we've won 3 games, 2 of them were 10 men, and we're still undefeated. Yes. We're gonna have a fun season, man. I hope you guys are ready. This is I'm feeling some trophies are coming our way. Mm-hmm. All right. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, we appreciate you guys. For those in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 58 minutes. As always, you guys are the best part of the show. And we'll be back tomorrow night in Spanish, Las Garzas at 10. And then on Tuesday at 9 o'clock, we'll be talking more Herons. So until the next one. Oh, batterfans.com if you want some Yannick Bright merch. So until the next one. Have a good one.